Hello everybody, Medi here, with a new series I'll be going over. A series that I'm very fond of as seen through my profile picture and the several little characters I use throughout my videos. And I know some of you are already quite familiar with what I'm talking about since you pointed it out in the comments of some of my videos. That's right, today I'm actually going to be talking about Hamtaro, specifically the video games from the franchise. Now to those who aren't aware of what Hamtaro is, allow me to provide a brief explanation before we start talking about the game itself. Hamtaro, created by Risuko Kawai, is a series that follows a hamster named Hamtaro and his band of friends called the Ham-hams, going on adventures exploring the vast world around them. The Ham-hams themselves are made up of 15 different hamsters, which include Boss, Snoozer, Bijou, Oxnard, Maxwell, Pashmina, Penelope, Dexter, Howdy, Jingle, Cappy, Panda, Sandy, and Stan. Each Ham-ham sports their own personality and background, all coming from different owners, except for Boss and Snoozer, who are field hams that live in their hangout, the Clubhouse. The series itself started as a manga that would eventually get its own anime and grow to have its own merchandise and video games, which leads us to today's review, Hamtaro Ham-hams Unite. Hamtaro Ham-hams Unite is an adventure game for the Game Boy Color where you take the role of everyone's favorite hamster, Hamtaro, or whatever you decide to name the little guy. In the game, Boss, the leader of the Ham-hams, is preparing a big surprise for everyone to see. Unfortunately, they're all currently missing, except for you, Boss, and Snoozer. In light of this news, Boss gives you the task of finding all of them so that he can unveil his big surprise for everyone to see. Throughout your hunt, you'll spend most of your time exploring the several areas the game has to offer that open up as you find more of your friends. Every area in the game is filled with several collectibles, other hamsters to talk to, and some activities to participate in that can either aid in your quest or just be fun little cute activities to indulge in. What I love about these areas is that they ooze the concept of Hamtaro itself, with them being regular day locations for humans, but all the hamsters treat them as communities to inhabit and make the most of. Like a grade school that the hamsters roam around in, a junkyard that the hamsters find entertainment at, or even a country club where most of the hamsters spend their time relaxing or upholding a professional position. I really love how each of the areas feel, and especially seeing how all the hamsters make them into small little communities that each feature their own unique quirks. Of course, my personal favorite is the ruins, because I've always had a fascination of worn down areas that people, or in this case hamsters, make the most out of. Also, there is a frog that hangs around here, and he's just as adorable as the hamsters themselves. Now, as I mentioned before, each area is also filled with several collectibles, with each of them serving their own purpose in the game. The first one I'll go over are the sunflower seeds, which is the main currency in the Hamtaro universe. You'll use these mostly to participate in certain activities to try and win prizes, or you can use them to buy goods from various salesmen, whether they're shady or suave. The next item is rocks.
I got a rock.
Now at first rocks may seem pretty useless, and well they kinda are. However, there is one use for them at the end of the game for an optional secret, so it's up to you if you want to collect them. Then lastly you have the acorns, which also only really have one use, and that's exchanging them for 20 sunflower seeds. So I guess at that point they're just a bundle of 20 seeds. I don't know why you just don't give us 20 seeds, but whatever, it's neat to have them here. All these items I mentioned can easily be found scattered throughout each area or given to you by other hamsters, so they're fairly easy to obtain, especially since most of them respawn in the same area after obtaining them, with diminishing values though. There is another collectible in the game that is actually very important as it's one of the main mechanics of the game itself, ham chats. Ham chats, the main language of the hamsters, are several words and gestures used by the hamsters that translate to certain actions or phrases. You'll learn these ham chats by interacting with all the other hamsters you see throughout the game and by finding your friends. Heck, some ham chats will just learn out of morbid curiosity. Like I really didn't think all that was necessary just to learn one word. I mean, poor guy. Anyways, as I said before, the ham chats serve as both the main collectible and mechanic of the game, having you utilize them to solve puzzles, interact with the environment, or properly communicate with some of the other hamsters. Within this game, there are a total of 86 Hamchats to find, and while you don't need to collect them all to complete the base game, you do get a neat little cover for your notebook, as well as an extra set of credits if you do. Plus, it really feels that completionist itch, and it technically is canon for you to have it filled out in the next game. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Anywho, I absolutely adore all of the Hamchats, especially the little animations they all feature. I really love the sprite work for this game, so seeing the different animations for each of these is a real delight for me. I would have to say that some of my favorites include Bizarro, because of how cute the questioning look is, Done Deal, because I love the auctioneer reference that it has, Gas P, being a classic reference to the Scream painting by Edvard Munch, Go Rush. It's also a great one because of the hamster just zooming at high speeds across the screen. Hula Hula. It's just funny to me because lollygag is a funny word itself, and so the little hula dance is also really cute. Crump Crump. It's probably the most adorable looking Hamchat, so that's why I love it so much. Panic Q. Because I love the sprite work for it, making the hamster look more jagged and sharp to show displeasure. See True. Is amazing because they got rid of the hamster's colors so they're actually see-through. And Smidgy is also a good one because the Hamchat looks like they're going so close. Of course, all of them are still cute and lovable in their own right, but these are just the ones that I personally love the most. The game also features a couple of extra activities for the players to indulge in during or after their search. The first one being a dress-up activity where you can make Hamtaro wear a variety of clothes to your liking and save it as a portrait in your room. All the clothes can be purchased in the clothing shops found in every level that are mostly indicated via a shirt above a hole. Then there are all the songs that you can dance to in the game. You'll find these songs located in different areas by doing certain things throughout the game, and personally I don't care too much about this activity. Not that it's bad, but it just doesn't really appeal to me. I can see how people will have fun with it though. Either way, they're interesting extra pieces of content that add to the game itself, and it's really nice to have more stuff to do while you're playing the game. Lastly, I want to talk about the post-game that Ham-hams Unite has. But don't get too excited because the post-game is mostly the same as the main game, being a scavenger hunt. Except this time you're not searching for your friends, you're searching for stars. See, after the credits roll, you're greeted with a cute little cutscene showing a couple stars falling down to Earth and showing that they have landed in the places that you've already explored. Each area now has 2 stars hidden in them, with some of them being easier to find than others. And while the prize isn't too much to write home about, I still enjoy the extra bit of content the game provides, extending the playtime just a bit longer. Hamtaro Ham-hams Unite is a game that I absolutely love. It's a game that I played since I was a kid, and even though I wasn't too bright back then, I still enjoyed it. I love all the sprites, the characters, and everything else it has to offer, and I often find myself coming back to play it every now and then, especially since it's a short little adventure game that I can beat in a short time. I guess you could say it's my comfort game to me. I just adore how cute it is, and I hope you all do too. Meta, out.